Probably wondering how I got here and why my mill exploded and how I fixed it. Skip to about the 21-minute mark to see my explanation. This is what happens when you try to be all cinematological and set up cameras. My poor phone. This is a heavy log. All right, so this log is like 46 inches across. It's too big for my machine. I don't even know why I got this log, but ideally it does have rod on one side. I can either splice it down this way with a chainsaw and then cut the rod out with a chainsaw. See the rod, and then get two pretty nice sized logs that yeah, I want the big. Yeah. I don't know why I got that one. Let's see how many inches across. This is the skinny end. The other end's the fat end. The yard's going to be mud for a while. It's supposed to rain for like 2 weeks. Not like a week. I'm being dramatic. 48, 47 inches. So my idea was if I just split it down here, then I got a 24-inch piece that I could stand up, mill, flip over, get the rod out, and then let's see how tall these pieces would be. So if I split it down the middle, and then 31 inches, so I could mill that. Yeah, that's the idea anyway. Execution's the next problem. Let's get this truck out of the mud somewhere nice and pretty. Alright, we got a really big log here, and I'm not entirely sure I can raise high enough to clear up this. My idea is to cut it here, and then I can flip it over and mill it out the other way. But I kind of want to clean up this crazy rot and whatever's in this. It's about 36 inches here, so we're on the edge of what my mill can do. Yeah, track-wise, we're pretty good on this side, I think. I don't think it's going to hit, but the first gut's is more or less to clean up. So let's raise her up and see if we can do a cleanup on this. And then after that, we'll layer this side down and slab her out. So I got kind of a semi-dull blade on her. I mean, she's been used for 2 or 3 walnut logs at this point, a couple white oaks, so it's probably her last couple of cuts. All right, I tried to get the blade to pop off, but it didn't work. So we're gonna change the blade. It's looking good, but it's getting a little wavy. That's a sign the blade's getting dull. So we're gonna put a fresh blade on her. I mean, I like the colors, some greens in there. Yeah, see, look at that one down there. Some good color in that. I'm thinking this is red oak or pin oak. More or less red oak probably. So we're gonna change the blade on her. Buddy of mine got some walnut logs. Let's see what they look like. Oh, that looks like a big one. That's a big one though. I love me some walnut. Bark's already off them. They look like they've been drying inside somewhere. They don't look plunky.
He marked them and put kilts on the end.
That's a good looking one right there.
Yeah.
And it looks like he painted the end grain so it won't crack.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. I'm admiring your walnut here. This is a good looking log.
That's nice.
That's your uncle?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Daniel Webster. Oh, these look good.
Yeah.
Luther? Awesome. So, did I buy the logs? So, no. I went and looked at them. I measured them. There was rot in most of them. Still usable, you know. So, I just wanted, he wanted to keep some. He's a sawmill on the same road as I live in. He actually saw me sawmilling like 7 years ago and got into it himself recently. Bought a mill, Harbor Freight, which I'm okay with that. That's great. I love competition. But anyway, I told him 200 for the biggest, and it had some rot. And he's, oh, no. And so I measured a rod and it goes 42 inches in. And so that's about half the length of the log. And he's like, could you come up a little bit? And I said, 220. And he said, no, no, no. I said, okay. Which I understand he probably paid for them or he got them for free. That's none of my business. So, yeah, I got other logs. Yeah, so back to milling this one. Oh, gosh, it bleaches out really fast, but it's good color. A little bit of rot where that knot is, but not terrible. Let's see what size we're getting on these. These are wide. I got a fresh blade on there, so it's cutting like butter. I'm probably going to do one more pass. Finish this pass, 24 inches right here. 26. And I'll probably finish this cut and flip it over. And that way it's a little more stable. Yep. I think they're pretty long slabs, so yeah. Let's set up the camera, finish this cut, flip her over, put the other slabs laying out, and get this finished. I use the old apple juice containers, and my girls, when they drink the apple juice, I just fill them up with water. Oh yeah. Get my little hatchet because I'm gonna start wedging the rear so the weight of the slab doesn't press on the blade much. Let me show you that color. Looks good. Guys, a little Easter egg here I had to throw in. You can see my brother, he babysits my kids, which I'm really grateful for when I'm sawmilling. And you can kind of see them in the background, kind of towards the middle near my truck. You can see him walking around and one of my kids. And so I love you, Cody. I appreciate everything you do. And keep this milling project going. I'm a stay-at-home dad about 3 days a week, so when I need the mill, it's good to have extra hands to help with the little ones. Hey guys, yeah, so it was the camber of the mill. The bolt shook loose that adjusted the camber of the flywheel, the main one, and that caused the belt, and also the belt was worn, so I replaced the belt, B75 at Napa, and then it was good again. I go through probably a belt every 3 months, yeah, and they start to tather and then get grabbed by the blade and you throw your blade. But it was a combination of a bad belt and also bad camber, so you just have to adjust that out to where your blade and belt are riding right, and a fresh belt will ride prouder than your old one because they get worn down, so that's important to remember. But yeah, and it was an easy fix. It's not clickbait, I'm sorry. Just skip to this part of the video for explanation. Awesome, beautiful red oak slabs, most of them 10-foot long. Vicky's washing them, and let's see how wide they are on the skinny end. You're talking about 17 on this one, skinny end on this one, you're talking about 22, 23, fat end's about 20, 25. So yeah, I tried to book match them as I went. They look pretty good. Yeah. I believe this is red oak. Yep, some good grain. You're doing good. You're doing good. Yeah. Customers like the clean slabs. You're doing a great job. Show the grain.